Not a lot of animal abuse has been reported in India, and it is not because it doesn't take place, but because those innocent souls are voiceless. Hello everyone, my name is Satyam Shivaach and I am an intern at LEXIS and Company. And in this video, we will talk about animal cruelty and law against it. Let's start with what is animal cruelty. Animal cruelty encompasses a range of abuse or neglect of an animal to malicious killing. Some type of animal cruelty involves purposefully putting animal in situation that harm or scares them, while others simply result from people looking the other way. Do you know, despite restriction on killing and eating cows throughout most of our country, India became the world's largest exporter of beef in 2012. Moreover, the same report also suggests that the world's largest population of dairy cow and the world's second largest producer of milk was India. India is the sixth largest producer of chicken meat and the second largest producer of fish in the world. In our nation, the protection of animal is enshrined as a fundamental duty in the Indian Constitution, and there also exist several number of welfare legislation, and these legislation have been enacted to remove unnecessary pain and suffering of animal. Let's take a look at different law regarding the animal protection. Starting off with our constitution. We are lucky to have one of the most comprehensive set of animal protection law in the world. Enshrined in the Indian Constitution, Article 51G states the following. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment including forest, lake, river and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. Constitution also via Article 48A makes it the duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment including forest, lake, river and wildlife, and to have compassion for all the living creatures. Then there is item 14 of state list, which talks about reserving, protecting, improving stock and prevent animal disease and enforce veterinary training and practical. Followed by item 17 and 17B of the concurrent list, which talks about prevention of cruelty and protection of wild animals and birds. Moreover, there are different sections of legislation, namely Section 11, Clause 1 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Act 1960, which says abandoning an animal or living in a situation that it suffers pain due to starvation or thirst is a punishable offence. Moreover, IPC states killing, poisoning, maiming or torturing an animal is a cognizable offence under Article 428 and 429. As per Government of India Animal Birth Control Rule 2001, no sterilized dog can be relocated from their area. If the dog is not sterilized, the society may ask an animal welfare organization to sterilize and vaccinate it, but they cannot relocate them. According to Animal Birth Control Rule, under Section 38 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Act 1960, dog can be sterilized only when they have attained the age of minimum 4 months and not before that. Keeping or confining any animal chained for a long time with a heavy chain amounts to cruelty on the animal and punishable by fine or imprisonment or both. If any owner fails to provide its pet with sufficient food, drink or shelter, he or she shall be liable for punishment according to Section 11, Clause 1, Subclause H of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Act. Moreover, it is illegal to slaughter animal at places like temple and street. They are not licensed to do so. The act of animal sacrifice is covered under Local Municipal Corporation Act, Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Act 1960 and Wildlife Protection Act 1972 along with Indian Penal Code. Teasing, molesting, injuring, feeding or causing disturbance to any animal by noise or otherwise is prohibited according to Section 38 Clause J of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Anyone found guilty of this offence may face imprisonment up to 3 years or fine or both. Along with Section 16 Clause C of Wildlife Protection Act 1972, which also states make it unlawful to injure, destroy wild birds or reptile, damaging their eggs or disturbing their eggs or nest. The person found guilty may be punished with imprisonment up to 7 years and fine up to 25,000. According to Section 98 of the Transport of Animal Rule 1978, animals should be healthy and in good condition while transporting them. Any animal that is diseased, fatigued, or unfit for transport should be not transported. Furthermore, pregnant and very young animals should be transported separately. Let's end up with the conclusion that, however, there is still a long way to develop a solid foundation for animal law in India. The provisions for animal protection in Indian Constitution remains principle instead of concrete law enforceable in court. The penalties under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Act 1960 and other relevant act for cruelty against animal are simply not strict enough to truly deter crimes against animal. And the main reason is that the law is not strictly enforced and contains several provisions which provide leeway through which liability can be escaped. Extensive reform need to be taken place in this regard and to provide a stronger animal protection of India. Thank you.